Okay. Um Game's not even over with and I'm starting to record. And this was pretty much a blowout game. I was not expecting this at all. Big time game for Minnesota. I think Minnesota completely bounced back from this game. And OKC probably their worst loss in such a long time. Like this was a pretty bad showing for them. And I know garbage time happened for so, but the final score 143 to 101. So Minnesota won by over 40 points. More than what Oklahoma City has won throughout the entire series. And this was just a complete dominant game from Minnesota. Pretty much from beginning to end, like OKC stood no chance at all. And there's a lot to say about this game. Like a lot I could take away from this and to break down what's also happened the first two games. So just to give a brief description of what happened in the first two games, Oklahoma City was just a better team. They were just a better team over Minnesota. They had the more complete team, more well-rounded team. They have the superstar factor. They just have the better all-around depth team to win a championship. Meanwhile, Minnesota, coming off their two series where they did not shot the three ball well, they did not shoot from three well at all the past two series, and up into these two coming two games, they shot it poorly, and the lack of consistency between Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle caused them to lose both of those games. And OKC was just a better team. They were getting to the free throw line a lot more. Turnovers were the big thing I wanted to discuss from those first two games because it's not like Minnesota played poorly, specifically in game two. It's not like Minnesota played that bad in game two. It's just turnovers can derail you any single type of series. If this brother has at least 10 turnovers in a game and you shoot the ball really well, you're not winning the game. You're not winning the game. Turnovers determine a playoff series. Just little to details in a postseason series, especially when you get into the conference finals, they really take into consideration. And that's what happened with Minnesota the first two games. I felt like they still stood no chance at all. I just thought OKC played the better game in those two games, and it showcased itself. And like I could pull up the stats from game two. Like Julius Randle had that really bad game, big time performance from in game three. Anthony Edwards minus 22, but he made 32 points. 12 for 26. They say on the ESPN broadcast that he should have had a bad game. That's not really a bad game. That's still like bordering 50%. He got to the free throw line, but he shot the three ball well pretty poor. She shot the three ball really poorly. That's what I meant to say. And bench contribution from Minnesota. Bench contribution has been really bad up until this game, obviously. Like Nas Reed, he was pretty shit. He was pretty shit. Like the past few games, even in the Golden State series, he's not shooting the ball well at all. Obviously, Dante DiVincenzo. He made two threes last game, but also not really a big contribution. And Akil Alexander Walker was the only positive off the bench for the Minnesota Timberwolves the first two games of this series. And now, if I pull up the stats for Game Three, because Game Three big time performance for Minnesota. We'll get to OKC later, but we pull up the stats for this game because this was just a super impressive game for Minnesota from pretty much beginning to end. Um, when we pull up the stats, Anthony Edwards dominant, like pretty much took control, set the momentum of the game. Letting know his presence is there. 30 points, 30 plus 36, plus minus 12 for 17 from the field, 5 8 from three, super efficient from three as a whole. 9 rebounds. Effort, you need those rebounds. You need a crash rebound against an OKC team like this. Julius Randle, bounce back game, big time bounce back game, 24 points. Shot 2 for 5 from three, made all 4 of his free throws, which just his presence was also there. I feel like he was really there as well, as a whole. But the big guys I really want to discuss is Terrence Shannon Jr., Nickeil Alexander Walker, Nas Reed, and Rudy Gobert. Those four, I felt like they really made their presence in this game. Like, really. Let's start off with Rudy Gobert. My initial thought, like, coming into game three, this guy is super unplayable. He has not been good since that big time game in LA in the first round. He's not been good at all these past few games, and he's just super unplayable due to his lack of offensive limitation. I was wrong. Rudy Gobert, probably his best game since then. Like it really showcased itself defensively. Really big time game for Rudy Gobert, man. And the stock numbers, I mean, 2 steals, 1 block. I mean, obviously, it's not as impactful as, I mean, not as big as people might think it is. But the 2 steals, especially specifically one on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, very, very impressive. Um, and look at the bench. I mean, Terrence Shannon Jr. We'll discuss him later. Naz Reid, big time game, bounce back game. I only had 10 points, but like 2 for 3 from three. It's all you need from Naz Reid, man. 8 rebounds. Showcase himself. Nickeil Alexander-Walker continues to show that he's really impactful for this team. Another big time performance. 12 points, 2 for 4 from three. And Dante DiVincenzo, I mean, 6 points. He made both his 3-pointers. But Terrence Shannon Jr., the guy, I did not expect him to get minutes. I really did not. But those 13 minutes he played were really one of the most impactful minutes I've ever seen from a role player in the playoffs. Like, he really had his presence there. Got a big time and one to start off when he got his into the game. Made a couple of threes. Made a couple of mid-range shots. You know, big time game from Terrence Shannon Jr., bro. The way they defended, though, the way the Minnesota really defended the OKC Thunder, I did not see it coming. I really did not see that coming at all. And, you know, that's my favorite part of the playoffs, just how coaches really adapt from going into a game, like how they played in game 2, which was pretty bad in the third quarter, and adapt to a new scenario going into game 3. I mean, coming back home, but how you're going to adjust from that? How is the team that lost going to adjust? How is the winning team going to bring the winning play style from their game that they won and bring it over to the next game? How they're going to do that? Specifically, if the losing team is going to play with a sense of urgency, knowing that we have to win the game. And that's exactly what Minnesota did. Like, they had to win the game. Like, they don't want to go down 3-0. Odds have shown that no team has ever came back down 3-0. And Minnesota took that personally and dominated this game from beginning to end, man. Just won all 4 quarters. Complete dominant game from them as a whole. Now let's discuss OKC, because this was just not a very good game from them. I mean, I feel like J-Dub was probably the best player for this team. This game, I mean, he made 2 of his threes. That's all I saw from him. Got to the line a lot this game. Chet Holmgren, a very quiet game from him. I know he had 10 points, but I didn't really think Chet made his big presence there outside of that one spin layup dunk thing he had on Rudy Gobert. Lou Dort was okay, I guess. Isaiah Hartenstein only played 19 minutes. Alex Caruso was not as impactful as he was the first 2 games. Big time, big guy I want to discuss is Shai, obviously, the MVP of this year, which I agree. I think I agree that he should have won MVP. This is the first time I agreed on an MVP since 2021. It's been a while that I've agreed on an MVP, and Shai deservedly so deserved the MVP. That being said, he did not play good this game at all. By far his worst game all season? I think it might be, because it's very rare, and I mean this, it's super rare to make Shai have 4 turnovers like that. Very rare for him to go 4 for 13 from the field. Very rare for him to only go to the free throw line 4 times. Not the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander game I thought he might have. Continuing throughout how dominant he was the first 2 games, but not a good game at all. And you gotta really, there's a concern about this, because it's not like they're just missing shots. It's not like he was really just missing shots. It's like Minnesota really defended him really well this game, that I am very concerned how they're going to adjust going into game 4. Maybe it's just us. I could be wrong. Watch me on Monday. I could be completely wrong. But I should be worried. Like, how is... Because Shai, this is one of his worst games I've ever seen. It's not really just him missing shots at all. And you got to give credit to how they put the big guy on him, like how Rudy Gobert got on him at a few possessions. How they threw, I mean, Jaden McDaniels has been guarding him all series. How they have just completely limited him from the going into the paint, which is really really impressive. Making him be a jump shot shooter, and he's capable of being a jump shot shooter, but he did not play well at all this game, and they kept him away from the paint. That's what you want to do from a guy like Shai, who is one of the best slashers in NBA history. So for a guard, so big time game from Minnesota, man. Um, it was a blowout. It was a complete blowout of the game, and I did not expect them to win by 42 points. I did not expect it at all. I expected them to win this game, but not in this convincing fashion. I did not think this at all. Like, this is doubling what OKC has beat them in the first two games. It's that impressive, man. And um, that's the problem I have with OKC is when Shea plays bad, who's gonna step up? Who's gonna step up outside of him? Because Jalen Williams did not play good at all this game. Chet Holmgren did not play well at all. Like, those are your second and third best players on the team. If Shea has a bad game, that's what you want to rely on. If Shea has a bad game, but they did not step up at all. I mean, Chet Holmgren, for some damn reason, I don't understand, only took 7 shots. This guy, I think he is the second best player on this team, and he has a lot of potential as a player. I mean, a unicorn-like player. Only took 7 shots. That's not, no. And that's just, you can't do that. J-Dub, 9 shots. I mean, I know they did not play the entire fourth quarter, but still, you got to take more shots if I'm them. And then looking at Minnesota, I mean, Minnesota, on the other hand, I mean, Ant-Man took 17 shots. Julius Randle took 15 shots. I mean, Jaden McDaniels took more shots than Chet Holmgren. That just says the whole thing. I mean, that's my problem with OKC. That's my concern of them if they're able to win a championship is if Shea has a bad game, who's going to step up outside of him? Because you can't just rely on Shea to go off every single game. And look at the previous past NBA championship teams. There's not an elite playmaker on the OKC Thunder. I mean, Shea is a solid playmaker, but he's not a great playmaker. And that's my concern. I mean, if your number one lead scorer guy is not going to go off, you need a guy to play make the other guys to get them going. And they don't have that. I mean, look at the Celtics last year. Jason Tatum did not play well at all, scoring-wise, but, I mean, playmaking. He's the best playmaker on that team. 2023, Jokic, obviously, is Jokic. Like, Jokic is just a different animal. But also, you had Jamal Murray stepping up in a few occasions throughout that entire playoff run. 2022, I mean, Golden State, you had Steph Curry's gravity, you had Draymond Green's playmaking. You had Wiggins playing really impressive that series. You had Klay Thompson being a decent fourth. I thought he was a little overrated that playoff series, but playoff run, but he was pretty good. 2021, I mean, obviously you have Giannis, but Chris Middleton, who I think is a better player than these guys. I mean, at least in the championship run for them. Drew Holiday's playmaking was there as well. 2020, I mean, obviously you have LeBron James, arguably the greatest player of all time. And you also have Anthony Davis, a superstar level player. And then 2019, I mean, that was the last time you can really say, who's going to step up if Kawhi does not step up. But there were many occasions throughout that entire playoff run where Kawhi did not play like Kawhi Leonard and they still won the game. Because that Raptors team, although their defense is one of the best defensive teams of all time. But Siakam, Kyle Lowry, Marc Gasol, Fred VanVleet, Norman Powell, Danny Green, those guys stepped up when Kawhi did not play well in his absence, man. That's my problem with OKC is that who's going to step up outside of Shea? They have shown many times throughout the entire season, throughout the playoffs, that they are a championship level team and they're still the favorite to win the championship. However, if you're going to have games like this against these teams in the West or even against the teams in the East in the upcoming games, that's a very big concern if I'm an OKC Thunder fan. I am dead serious, bro. And I'm wondering what's going to happen in Game 4 because it's a must-win for either team. It's a must-win game for either of those teams because you do not want to rely on Shea dominance to lead you to a championship. That's not the case. And Minnesota just played a better all-around game where everybody stepped up and played with a sense of urgency. And OKC did not at all. And Game 4 on Monday is going to be big, like I just said. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what adjustments happen. But kudos to Minnesota, man. Big time performance from them. And we'll see what happens, man. Because this is OKC's worst playoff game I've seen them play all year. Because the Nuggets games, I felt like they could have won those games. And obviously Memphis, I mean, there were some people saying on the broadcast that the Memphis game they were up 29 points and They blew it, obviously, and OKC came back. That was when Shea did not play this bad, or J Dub played. These guys played terrible this game, and it's not really the same. It's really not the same. I mean, how they defended Shea this game was really damn impressive, and kudos to them. I think I saw a stat that said in the second quarter that said that not Minnesota, OKC had more turnovers than field goals made. It's already a concern. That's already a concern to have as a team. That's as a team. It's not really as a player. That's as a team. More turnovers than field goals made. Can't have that. You can't have that. Turnovers play a factor. And along with that, you guys not making shots is a concern. And OKC is not really a team that's known for turning over the ball that much. And Minnesota has turned the ball over a lot throughout this entire playoff run. And they still had like 7 or 8 turnovers. But OKC had like more than that. I mean, Shea had 4, J-Dub at 4, Dort at 2, Jalen Williams, J. Will had 2, Caruso, Karen Wench, Kenrich Williams, I can't speak, Kenrich Williams had 1 turnover, Aaron Wiggins had 1 turnover. Turnovers play a factor. And if your star players are not shooting the ball well and you're turning over the ball, you're not going to win the game. It's that simple. It's that simple. I also really was impressed with how Chris Finch actually coached this game. I mean, he is one of the best coaches in the league, and he really deserves more recognition for him as a coach. Super impressive what he's done the past 5 years in Minnesota, and bring them back to the Western Conference Finals after the long hiatus of not making the playoffs and the Anthony Edwards era. Really impressive. By far the best coach in their franchise this year. It's not really close at all. And I prefer to want Minnesota to win a championship. I mean, as you can tell, Kevin Garnett's one of my favorite players of all time. I mean, obviously, you see that Russell Westbrook jersey. Obviously, that as well. But I like Minnesota a little bit more than OKC. And I want to see Minnesota win because I just really like this team. I liked how Julius Randle's fit on this team. I've obviously like Anthony Edwards. I like Chris Finch as a coach. I just like the role players of Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, Rudy Gobert. I mean, Rudy Gobert is I secretly actually pretty like him. He's actually pretty funny. Yeah, like that's just a more likable team outside. And OKC is just they're showcase their dominance. So okay, you're here now. So go at it. Go win the championship. And I'm gonna cheer for the underdog. So that's just me, man. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry this was not a live stream. OBS is kind of fucking around, so I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I'll try to fix it. Hope I can fix it tomorrow for tomorrow's game because that's a series we have to discuss about, and hopefully that is a close game. Because if it's a close game, I'll probably have more to talk about. But that's not really the thing about this, and this series has been just blowout after blowout after blowout. I'm not really blowout after blowout. I mean, this was by far a blowout, but like game 1 was kind of Game 2 was decent up until the third quarter. And obviously the third quarter was always obviously the big difference. I mean, OKC had their best quarter in the third quarter in this game. And that was like only the first 5 minutes. But then Minnesota just went on a 10-0 run. And then the game was pretty much over after that. And yeah, man. Third quarter really shows the difference. I mean, how they're going to come out after halftime. And Minnesota bounced back big time from that. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Eastern Conference Finals Game 3 recap. Hopefully we get that live so I can go live stream. Take care, y'all, and good night.